All right, here we are. Robby Krieger, John Densmore. I was driving in today thinking 50 years back in my life.
You
and
can
thinking,
call us the last half of the Doors.
the last half of the Doors, the doorknob, still getting through. Driving in today thinking, my God, 50 years ago today, this album came out. I didn't know it when I first heard it, but this album changed my life. I mean, it really did. And that and the influence of Jim Ladd.
We destroyed your life, Rita? Thank you.
No, I don't think it's far from destroying it. No, you enhanced so much. There was so much to the music. If you think January 1967, Sgt. Pepper hadn't been released yet. That was in June. Also, Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced hadn't been released. Right. So this was a new, incredible sound. And on production system, was that a 2-track or a 4-track?
4-track.
It was a 4-track, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty modern for that time.
Now, what about looking at this area here? Now, you two, as most people probably don't know it, were the original members of the band. You kind of got it all started, right?
All four of us were the original.
Well, actually, Ray and Jim were the originators, and then John got me.
But you guys, didn't you two jam together?
Oh yeah, we were in other bands together before the Doors.
And then was it Ray that approached you?
Psychedelic Rangers.
Okay. Yeah, Psychedelic Rangers. Was it Ray that approached you to join the band, or?
Ray approached me at the Maharishi meditation class, and then I brought Robby, and
all three of us actually were at the meditation. That was the first time that Maharishi had come to L.A., and it was actually at my friend's house, Keith Wallace's house, and there was maybe 15 people there, and Maharishi was, telling us about transcendental meditation, and then what happened?
Well, Ray said, "Hey, I hear you're a drummer," and I went down to his parents' house in Manhattan Beach to jam, and we needed a guitar player, and I brought Robby, and we played a song that was inspired by this view right out here, Moonlight Drive. That was the first song we played, and thank God they wanted Robby in the band, because he wrote Light My Fire.
That's one thing that Robby doesn't get enough credit for, is writing so many of the songs, so many of the, like Love Me 2 Times, right, and Touch Me. Name some of the others that you totally wrote by yourself.
Love Her Madly, Your Lost Little Girl,
yeah,
Spanish Caravan.
Oh, that
the list goes on and on.
Yeah. and what did you bring to the group, John?
What did I bring?
Yeah.
The heartbeat.
The heartbeat. Now, how difficult was that? Because in a traditional band, you've got a bass player, and you're the drummer, and you feed off the bass player.
Yeah.
But you didn't have a bass player.
Well, now here's how the late, great Ray Manzarek could manage to split his brain into two people, and his left hand was the bass, and his right hand were the keys. So Ray's left hand and me were like a bass player and a drummer, which is the rhythmic foundation of any band. And thank God we felt the pulse together, and that made a mattress for Robby to float on top of and Jim to sing on.
But there were so many different textures in the drumming, almost like jazz Latin, and your guitar playing, so many jazz additional things that people, I don't think, really picked up on, but it's all there.
Well, I'm glad you said that. No, I mean, we had a lot of different diverse, influences with the Doors. I was actually a flamenco player before that, so the way I played guitar was kind of classical. I didn't play with a pick. I played with my fingers, and the fact that we didn't have a bass player made me play with more of my thumb on the bass strings, and then John, being more from jazz, and he had marching band experience and stuff like that. Not your usual rock drummer. Break On Through was a bossa nova beat. I mean, what rock group ever even tried that?
What do you attribute the longevity of this band? I mean, I meet people that are in their 20s, that the Doors are their favorite band. I mean, one of my favorite bands growing up. So 50 years, how does that last?
Well, it was mainly the guitar playing.
John?
I always used to say it was the drumming, but I wasn't going to say it again. Yeah, maybe it's this environment. This is our. Yeah, right. Maybe it's Venice Beach. You know, Jim wrote Moonlight Drive, looking out at that ocean, and then we went to Hollywood and made it.
I think it's so amazing that you're coming back to the place where you kind of started the band, and it probably felt like a long time when you were in the band to make that record and you know, go on the road, because you're probably in the band for what, a couple of years before it all
felt
gelled.
like forever, exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, it just seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
From now. So.
And now it's 50 years since the first album. And then you got the reissue of that coming out March 31st. With, I think it's got some more music from The Matrix.
Right. Yeah. There's 3 CDs. One is the original stereo, and there's the original mono, which has never come out. A mono mix of the first album, and then there's some stuff from The Matrix, songs from the first album that have never been released.
And you guys just put out this recently. This is an amazing, amazing box set.
Yeah, it's from the London Fog, May 1966. Probably the first recorded stuff ever of the Doors.
Yeah, this was 66, so before the Matrix shows and before the first album. And it's a wonderful thing if you want to. I urge you to go out and get it. Pamela Corson on the back of this, I love that. Mm-hmm. Jim Morrison's wife, and then the CD and the album. It's awesome stuff.
Yeah, the London Fog was rehearsal just before the whiskey, and you know, Jim kind of didn't face the audience for a while because he was so nervous. In rehearsal, he faced us, and then he turned around and discovered that the mic stand was a snake and went crazy.
Well, 50 years. What else can we look forward to from the band? I know you got to get back to your golf game here soon.
Well, one thing is, about 6 months ago, we did a tribute concert for Ray Manzarek, for all proceeds going to Stand Up for Cancer, and we're going to get a film out of that, so that should be pretty cool. And a couple of other cool things that we're going to do this summer, so can't talk about it yet.
No inside tip? How about if Jim Ladd asks you? Come here, Jim Ladd. You ask him.
Well,
he's being shy.
You know, that night for Ray was so magic. Everybody on stage, just the love vibe was palpable, and I'm pretty sure it's been captured on film, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that was a great show. I remember seeing you at the Pacific Amphitheater. Probably I think it was during the Bush administration. It was like some weird show, and Ray was doing a lot of lead vocals on that one, and singing and talking politics, and you know, being in Orange County, you know, people were walking out.
Oh yeah, Ray and I.
Yeah. They were there. That was a good one. And then I actually got to see you at the Long Beach Arena. You had done 2 shows. I can't believe that you had 2 shows that day. You played a show in San Francisco, and then I guess you had to fly down to the Long Beach Arena.
I guess it's if you remember the 60s, you weren't there, right?
You don't remember that show?
No, I remember once we played 2 gigs. We played at Beverly Hills High School. Then we had to zoom up to Earl Warren Showgrounds in Santa Barbara. So we didn't have time even to bring our gear. So we said, well, the Grateful Dead are playing that. We'll just use their stuff, you know. So we get up there, and they wouldn't let us use their amps. You know, I said, what? Come on, man. This is San Francisco group. Why, you know. I ended up playing out of a pig nose.
Oh, my God.
And Pigpen wouldn't let Ray use his organ. So
yeah, but the thing is, the Earl Warren Showgrounds is for horses. So the acoustics was so echoey that nothing mattered that day.
Pig nose was fine.
Yeah. It's amazing, though, how technology has changed. And I know you guys have a big event going on across the street, as it's going to be declared the Day of the Doors. And congratulations, and thank you for all the wonderful music and the longevity of that. There aren't many things that you can say, you know, hold up the test of time.
Well, and thank you, Rita and Jim Ladd, for keeping it all going during, it was a long time in the 70s and 80s when people didn't really care about the Doors, but you guys kept playing it, and so we thank you for that.
Yeah, you paid the rent, lovely Rita.
Excellent. Thank you guys very much, and congratulations.
All right, guys.